Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast, season 3. This season is going to be dedicated to those of us that are on our journey of healing and transformation. The focus of this season is going to be to identify and recognize healthy and unhealthy relationship dynamics. We're going to talk a lot about the spiritual tools that we'll need to become acquainted with to help us to stand, to operate in, and to flourish as our authentic self. Things like shadow work, energy healing, which will help us to shred or shed the guilt, the shame that we've been carrying, and also to do some much needed subconscious reprogramming. Now, as always, the episodes are going to air weekly, and the purpose of them is to support you as you embrace and become acquainted with your enlightened and untethered higher self. So I want you to grab your water, your juice, your wine, or your tea or your coffee, and let's toast to each other and our growth, our elevation, and abundance. Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast. Today we have a very special guest, someone that I have admired and loved for quite some time. She is a certified moonologist and the tech goddess. Her name is Stephanie Barthelmes. Welcome. I'm so excited.
Hi.
You haven't been on since like season 1 and we're in season 3. We've just been doing stuff and doing shit.
Yeah.
So, we've been busy and it happens. I say that's an up.
Right. Life's been lifing.
Life has definitely been lifing. We are going to talk about embracing your magic and what it can do for your business. I'm going to let Stephanie give you an introduction and let you know all the yummy goodness that is her. And then we'll jump into some questions. The floor is yours, beautiful.
Oh, all right. So, hi, guys. I am Stephanie Barthelmes, and I am the tech goddess, and I am a certified moonologist and what we like to call a moonie. Me and my peoples. I'm going to have my year anniversary as a certified moonologist. I fell in love with the moon probably when I was a little girl. It was one of those things where I just looked up at the sky and there she was. That was my constant. But I never actually understood her. So it was one of those things where there she was. I have been a nerd my entire life. So I have been a tech goddess, right? And learning and loving all the things for forever. So I'm a forever learner. And as Tanisha knows, one of my favorite phrases is learn something new every day. If I don't learn something new in a day, I feel like I'm failing, right? I feel like I messed up that day. I'm like, shit, I fucked up. I have to go figure something out. I need to fix something. But that is my thing. I love learning. And so I've always felt like there's just something more. And I mean, that's a big thing as a Capricorn, as a Gemini moon, right? Learning more about that as my moon sign being Gemini moon. Gemini moons are forever learners. They always want to learn more. And now the sun is in Gemini as we're recording right now. So now I'm just, what can I learn right now? What can I dive into? Like, I feel like my mind is expanding right now. And this is how I've always been. And I've always just latched on to that. Let's go. Let's dive into this. And then the woo's always been this, and this. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah. And I forgot to say that we're recording this on May 23rd. Today is, I think it's the flower moon, right? The flower moon, full moon in Sagittarius. That's why we decided to record this today. Again, she's a certified moonologist, and she has taught me so much about the moon. I've always known that I'm a Taurus, right? That's my sun. But it wasn't until I met Stephanie that I learned about your birth chart and all the houses and all of those things. So I'm a Taurus sun, I'm an Aries moon, and I'm an Aquarius rising. And so I always just joke and say that the universe conspired to make me a lunatic because what? That combination is very intense.
But at the same time, now you know so much more about yourself, and it makes so much sense now, though, right? Because once you understood your chart, did you not feel at peace?
I did. And it brought together like all of those other things that if you're somebody that maybe reads the horoscope, and again, you don't know about the moon sign and the rising sign and your Venus sign and all of that, then you're like, okay, yeah, some of this resonates, some of this makes sense, but then some of it doesn't. And if you don't know, then you don't know. Then you just are just kind of like, okay. And I can see how people get the thought that it's not real or it's fake or it's just guessing or whatever.
Exactly.
But, and this is really what I wanted to talk about today, as I've been on this journey and beginning to fully embrace all of these things and all of these sides of myself, that realize that, okay, we're not as one-dimensional as sometimes people think or are led or taught to think, that you just have to be this one way and that's it. And so with that, I want to ask you, how has embracing everything that you've learned about the moon, how has it helped you in life, in business?
It's so funny you said it that way, and I went full nerd into like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Anybody that knows me knows that that's my movie. That's my number one favorite movie. 42. That's my number. That's like life. Okay, 42 is the number of life, guys. It's completely changed my life in actually understanding people. I'm neurodivergent, and so growing up, it was really, really hard understanding how to like communicate with people. I was the weird girl, right? I was the girl that like I was either too much or I wasn't enough because I was trying not to be too much. And then I found my people. And then when I started understanding, I'm Capricorn, okay? And so I'm not fully Capricorn. I'm very much more, I'm a Scorpio rising as well. And knowing that about myself and knowing that your rising sign is the mask that you wear. When you understand that about yourself and you understand that more about the signs and you dive deep into the signs, and how I always thought Scorpio was like a really bad sign. And it turns out it's really not, right? It's the masculine feminine of the sign. It's the balance. It's the understanding the dark side and the light side, and just being able to talk to your shadows and all of the depths behind the things, right? Once I understood somebody's rising sign, I knew their entire personality from that point on, because each house defines a person, because every person has every single zodiac within their chart. Whether you knew that or not, in the moon sign, the moon goes through every single zodiac, every single month. And it's constant. It's constant. And it's so beautiful. And it helps you to get along with people when you understand somebody that way. It helps you like stay balanced too when you can understand somebody better in that way, right?
Yeah, it almost makes you a people reader.
Yeah.
It definitely does. It makes you, makes you a people reader. And that is why I wanted to have this conversation today again about embracing your magical gifts when it comes to your business, because that in itself, you become a people reader then that helps you be able to find the balance, to be able to communicate with your clients or prospective clients. It helps you with your marketing. It helps you when you decide, okay, that this is my ideal client. And so to create your branding and all of those things, not only to represent you, but also to represent something that they are going to be drawn to.
Exactly. And even when it comes to branding and marketing, when you know your sign specifically, you can base your marketing. Say you're doing social media posting, you can base when to post around the moon. And I have proven case studies showing like posting around the moon and around those energies, engagement blows up. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's magical, is what it is. It's pure magic. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I find that, especially with us being intuitives, spiritual people, magical people, those are also the people that we're drawn to and that are drawn to us. And I find that I'm learning that where I went through a period in my life that I didn't understand my own magic and those around me didn't understand it. I'm the one that's different. I'm the one that's not like everybody else. And so because of that, I'm standoffish. I'm guarded. I'm over here because the shit I see, y'all would think that I was crazy because you're not those types of people or you don't embrace those types of things. And so I think that a lot of times when it comes to spiritual entrepreneurs, we kind of have that battle sometimes of how much to talk about, how much to show, and how much to keep back for fear of those same rejections that we've probably experienced throughout our lives.
Very much so. Very much. There's been, and it's still very much a balance every day. I have started working in like a brick and mortar situation. And those that don't know brick and mortar from like online, like I work in the online realm as well as I go into an office setting, which this is the first time in 6 years that I've done this. So this is like a big deal in our world. I'm doing this. And the beautiful thing is I haven't changed. I haven't changed who I am. And I vowed to myself, like, this was a big thing for me. This was very important that they knew in the interview that, listen, I'm woo. I believe in crystals. I read tarot every other week. I'm a medium. This is what I went in with my crystal around my neck. I had crystals on my wrist. Like, I am this woo bitch and take me or leave me. I say,
right. It's a non-negotiable.
Yes, it is a non-negotiable. Like, this is me and this is how I've been for the past 6 years. Mind you, I did sign in as like a W-9, you know, like I went in like, this is my company. So this is me. Take me or leave me, friends, right? Like, I am the tech goddess. And I went in again as the tech goddess. I openly call myself the tech goddess. It is one of those things where, again, I've been working 6 years to get myself to this position of divine confidence of knowing, hey, I am this magical biatch that knows I can do this shit. I am not just this nerdy goddess that knows how to fix a website. I'm not just a certified SEO specialist that can literally bring in thousands and thousands of people to your website or help you build a funnel, all of those magical, sexy things. I can also talk to the other side and jump dimensions and do that sexy shit and throw a few tarot cards and scare the shit out of you and know more about you than you want me to know.
Exactly. I find that it is becoming a lot more refreshing in the online space as more people are saying, you know what? Fuck all the hiding. Let's take off the mask and the personas that everybody has to be this certain way. We all have to talk a certain way and do things a certain way. No, we don't. We're magical beings for a reason. We're interdimensional, intergalactic beings, hey, having a human experience in this timeline at this moment. And we should be able to express that. The reason that I wanted to do this episode was to let my listeners know that, hey, it's not just me. It's not just you. You're not alone. There are more of us out there. And so, hey, why not have some of my friends on to talk about all of these freaking magically delicious things that they do every single day, fully embracing it and being authentic in it. What have you seen that being open with all the parts of you, all the pieces, all the magically deliciousness that is you, help other women when it comes to trying to figure out how do I incorporate this side of me with the money making side of me, with the business side of me, or with the entrepreneurial side with me, or even your corporate side.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is just don't hold back. The one thing I think we're a detriment to ourselves is that we hold back on just moving forward out of fear of the no, the fear of hearing we're not good enough, the fear of hearing just straight up somebody's going to be better than us, or just some bullshit, right? It's just the story that we tell ourselves. And honestly, it's the bullshit story that we tell ourselves. I'm going to go back to working with the moon and the magic. I was telling myself a story and I was in a rut. I was in a really big rut, and I was eating worms and telling myself how horrible I was and nobody wanted to work with me and all of these things. Mind you, I am so good at what I do. I turned this dealership around and turned a really shitty website into a really great website. And now we do have thousands of viewers and it's really, really great. I didn't have to search for them. They found me. All I did was update my resume on Indeed, and I did some manifesting during the Capricorn moon, and I said what I wanted. I was very clear on what I wanted. I said what I wanted, and I was done fucking around. I was done. I was very adamant. I was like, listen, Fran, I'm
Absolutely.
done. And
I did that with the new moon in Taurus.
But that's it. You have to be adamant and you have to be done fucking around. You have to love yourself that much. And you may look at it differently, but when you love yourself so much that you push yourself forward and say, no, no, no more. You're not going to talk to my friend like that anymore. You're not going to be mean to my friend like that anymore. Let's think about this. I don't let Tanisha talk to herself badly. And I tell her this, and she will let you know right now. She's one of my best friends. And I say straight up, you will not talk to my friend like that. You will not talk about my friend like that.
Yeah. And when Stephanie has her moments, I'll let her know, excuse me.
Yeah.
Why did you steal my sister's phone? Give it back to her. Or I got my keys and I'm on my way. What the fuck is happening? Who the fuck is this? And no, ma'am, we're not doing that.
She'll throw my words right back at me. This is what we do. That's exactly what we do. So do that to yourself, because sometimes we have to be our own best friend. And that's how manifesting works, guys. That's exactly how the magic works. You have to push yourself forward to make everything work out for you. Because when you show the universe that you're willing to do the work, that's when the universe starts working for you. Period.
And Stephanie and I can do this all night, but we don't want to make this too long for you. I'll just say that everything that she just said is absolutely spot on, hammer hitting the nail's head, because yes, absolutely you do. You have to. And that's something that I talk about a lot, guys. You know, we talk about, how are you talking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? Are you bullying yourself in the wrong way? Instead of pushing yourself forward towards growth, towards dealing and facing what might be uncomfortable, Are you beating yourself up to the point that you're hiding from all of that? Because on the other side is everything that you've always wanted. And it's just waiting on you to get there. It's just waiting on you to get there. So we encourage you today to be your full magical self, regardless if there are those that don't want to deal or don't want to believe. That ain't got shit to do with you. That's a them problem, not a you problem. Embrace it, because you don't know what you might be stopping from coming forth in your life, in your business, in your finances, all aspect and dimensions of your life. So yeah, just want to say that. And before we go, Stephanie, if you have any offers right now, I want you to let everybody know about those. Where can they find you? Maybe they want to come and hang out with the Moonie and learn some more stuff about the moon.
If you want to book a Moonology reading or book a tarot call with me, go to stephaniebco.com. I will share the link with Tanisha and they will be in the show notes. And also every other week, right before the new and the full moon, on mine and my business partner, Kate Cornelius, we do the Cosmic Speakeasy. It is the most magical tarot and oracle readings ever. They're the best tandem readings ever. You have to join us.
And all of that, yeah, we'll make sure that her YouTube channel and all of those links are in the show notes for you to come visit her and just take part in all the magical deliciousness. We appreciate you joining us for this full moon episode of You Are Immeasurable. And until next time, cheers to your transformation. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the You Are Immeasurable podcast. Please remember to subscribe so that you can be notified whenever new episodes are dropped. Also, I'd love to have your feedback and your comments, as well as your 5-star rating. Additionally, if you'd like to connect with me, the show notes list all of my social media handles so that you can do so. So until next time, thank you so much and cheers to your transformation.